I'm dripping junket. How you all doing? Ralfy and Ralphy's Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the Cherry Bomber mod clone. Obviously it's got that by now infamous inscription along the bottom, but the cloners either don't read English or don't give a shit, or both. So there's lots of clones of these about. I've had this one about a week. They have had a mixed review. Some people say that they don't like them, some love them. I love them. Some people say they're unsafe, others say that it's just got to be careful. I mean, they've just got to be careful side of things. Like, as with any unregulated device, you need to use caution and sensibility. So what we'll do, we'll go down, we'll have a look inside. There is for such a simple device, there's a couple of little things that you need to check for, and a couple of little methods that are going to really enhance your pleasure using it, or they have mine anyway. I'll share them with you in a minute. So we'll get down, we'll have a look, we'll see how they come, and I'll show you those couple of snides. We'll put it back together and we'll have a vape. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so comes in this box with a picture on of a hand holding it, the logo on the back, thank you for vaping. I don't know how true to original this is. I don't know how the originals come. But inside, all we have is a little foamy insert that supports the unit itself. Nothing else. No instructions, no paperwork at all. And there it is. So it's a billet alloy, dual 18650 mechanical mod. It's got no circuitry in there. Look. The door's nicely sliding. It's got a little bit of machined keyway there, so you have to fit it in and then slide it shut. Tiny little magnet that holds it good, holds it really good. That's the door. A little bit of juice there from where I've been using it. Inside we've got the two copper connectors for the bottom of the battery. We've got this plastic dowel ring, I'm guessing, or something similar. Piece at the top that houses the two positive connections. You see these have all got screw fittings. There's a little vent hole there in case of accidents. We'll go onto those screw head type things very shortly. If we remove this piece, you can see there's a strip there that joins the two together. Very much Dimitri-like, and these actually come apart. That's what the screw bit is for. You can unscrew these to change this should you need to change it, although it doesn't come with any spares. I'd make another one out of spring steel if I was doing it, or maybe slightly thicker copper because it is quite thin. But we're only putting 8 volts through it, you know, it's not we're not wiring it to the mains. Okay, this is the important bit. When you first get it, it might be a bit loose in construction. It might not be put together tightly. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to whip the 510 out. So bear with and I'll explain why and what. So I'm just going to use my screwdriver in there. And undo him. We're going to undo this copper piece, that little ring. Yeah, take him out. Take out the 510. There's also a little spacer, and that reveals the inside contact. See how the switch works it. Now you need to make sure that that screw's tight. This one wasn't tight. So same screwdriver, put it in sideways and just give it a little turn. I turned mine by hand at first and then tightened it up with this. The button won't spin. The fire button, it's got a lock-in function, so if you go fully anti-clockwise it will stop and it won't spin anymore, so you can tighten that right up. I'll put it back together. Dead simple. So we'll drop the 510 in the top. Then we put the insulator, spacer, whatever you like to call it. And then that copper ring is threaded to screw on the bottom of the 510. Could be a little fiddly to get started, but it's ever such coarse thread, so it's no biggie. Now, the important thing to note here is this flat. It's got a flat on it. That needs to line up with the screw on the other end of the switch. So just spin it round until it does, and then push the switch, yeah? And that'll hold it in perfect place. So push that switch, go back to the top, give it a really good tighten up. Make sure it doesn't turn like that just has. Make sure that you don't damage anything. There we go. Now I know that that is well and lined up. And the important part about that is when you turn this clockwise to there, it limits the travel and that screw won't touch. So there's your switch off, if you like. That's your lockable button. Fully anti-clockwise so that this decal's running horizontally, and that screw will touch that straight away. Bang, that'll fire it off. Turn it clockwise a few degrees, yeah, so it's pointing at 11 o'clock, and now that screw, if it will focus, won't touch that. That's your lock. So that's one important feature. Make sure that it's tight, make sure that little screw's tight, make sure that that flat bit is pointing nice and in line with the switch. See, this one's just a little bit off cock. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but I can see that that is still missing, so it's still going to lock when I turn it, and it's still hitting nicely. So it's all going to fire. It's not catching. It's good to go there. Second important piece. When you're fitting your dripper, because this sits in plastic, this 510 assembly sits in plastic. See how, look, I've had a little boy on there and he's leaked and stained that a little bit. I'd make that out of black if I were making it, but there you go. If you over tighten this, you're going to spin that and it's going to ruin your locking function. So again, just like when we tightened up the 510, when you first fit your RDA or your tank or whatever you're fitting on it, press that button, make sure it's not locked, press that button and that'll hold this ring in place, which will hold the 510 in place. Put your desired atomizer on, give him a little tweak up, bang on, that's going to work now. Dead simple, but you must remember to do it. Now, we've checked that these are tight as well, off camera, because we want it all to work properly and we don't want it to fall apart. And all we need to do is make sure that they're sitting down so they don't contact and they're poking out the bottom a little bit. Put them in place. Job done. That's back together now, with that fitted, with this all tight inside. We've explained the safety feature of the locking. Job's a good one. Tip number 2 or 3 or 4, wherever we're at, fitting batteries. Drop your batteries in. I'm using these Smurfs, these 25Rs. Drop in your chosen high drain 18650, yeah. Put your thumb on them, because we don't want them to spin around. If they spin around, they might lift up and they'll catch the lid. Make sure that's pressed down. Make sure your batteries are in. And now, we're just going to use that same screwdriver to snug up these screws. And what that'll do, it'll contact this top bit, it'll push that bit through to the bottom of the 510, and everything will be good to go. You don't need to go mad. You're not bolting a wheel on your car. You're just fitting batteries. This one's going to go in further because there's no 510 at the top of it. But the same again, nice and gently. There's a battery turn. Maybe a little, but that's fine, you know. Lid on. Drop that into the keyway. Push him shut. Boosh. Job done. Now, if we've done it all right, that should fire. We'll turn him to lock. That won't fire. Job done. So there you go. Dead simple. Same when you're changing your device, your RDA or your tank or whatever you're doing, undo those bottom screws, take the batteries out, hold it with your thumb, unscrew him, screw the new one on, fit the batteries back in. Can't go wrong. It's not quite idiot proof, but then we're not idiots, are we? Well, I'm not. So, no big shakes there. Nothing wrong with that. The second thing that people have been griping about is that because of the way they're constructed, because of this internal switch that we showed you a minute ago, and because the batteries connect to each other through the case, yeah, the case is live or hot. It's not, it's just a battery device. It's not going to kill you. But if you short out your dripper with this body, regardless of what the switch is doing, it's going to fire up, yeah? See if I can, there you go, look. So we're touching the body, we're touching that, fires up. Now, if you've got a painted top cap, this one's not, it's anodised. But if you've got a painted top cap, then that's not going to happen, because when you touch that, there's nothing to complete the circuit. I've heard tales of people having them in the pocket with keys and change and all the rest of it. The simple answer to that is don't. You know, why would you treat this like that? It's not particularly expensive, it is a clone, but it gives me a lot of pleasure to use and own things like this, so I look after them. I've got a little baggie that I put this in, and then it goes in my bag, or it's in my hand, or it's in my pocket all on its own. So, common sense, like I said at the beginning. There you go. We'll go back up top, we'll have a vape on it, and I'll talk to you about its performance. See you in a minute. So there you go, it's dead simple. Those few little things that I've just shown you will really enhance the pleasure that you get from it. You'll get the switch working properly, you'll get the 510 holding properly, you'll be able to change batteries, change your atomizers without fear of it not working properly. Just watch, because that is live, you can short it out, but treat it with a little bit of respect and a little bit of care, and you'll be absolutely fine. How does it work? What's the performance like? Well, to be fair, for a mechanical mod, although it's dual 18650, they're running parallel, so it's just like one battery. The only thing the two batteries are going to give you is more battery life. It's not going to increase the output, but it's cool. It's really good. It is like a train, yeah. I use a lot of series boxes now. For me, a parallel box is just like a regular mechanical mod, but you've got better battery life. I wouldn't expect it to hit any harder than any of the other ones, but it does. It does. Let's have a quick vape. Yeah, it works. It delivers the goods. And with those two batteries in, it delivers the goods for longer than my regular tube mods, which I really like. So, for the price, amazing. For the styling, it's right up my street. People who know me know this is right up my street. It's a good bit of kit. It delivers the goods. There's no more danger of injury or damage through misuse or ignorance than there is with any other mechanical mod, apart from this shorting out issue. But with common sense, not a problem. Really not a problem. What I will probably do with this eventually is rework the inside wiring to isolate these bottom ones and connect them to the switch so that it's not live, or I'll put a chip in it, or I'll series it, or I'll just leave it well alone, because I'm loving it. I really am loving it. We got these in stock now. We've only got one or two though. They're sold like you won't believe. I think they're really good value. I think they do it really well. They're available in a range of finishes from a range of suppliers, a fraction of the price of the original, as are all your clones. So there you go, Cherry Bomber, fuck all cloners. These work well. Remember people, smoking kills, vaping saves lives. Which do you choose? Vape safe, vape happy, and I'll see you all again soon.